Welcome to Talk Dirt to Me, where two farmers shatter myths and take on the top issues facing America's farmers. Here's your hosts, Logan and Bobby Lee.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, Logan.
Happy Thanksgiving, man. I've been stuffing my face.
We had a small gathering for lunch. Really, I did end up eating some leftovers for dinner. But yeah, I was kind of we ate. It was kind of a little bit of a later lunch.
Yeah,
about 1 o'clock, 1:30, and so I was like, man, this might be the only meal I ate today because we were hunting this morning, and I didn't eat anything this morning. I drank a protein, one of the Core Power, one of those.
Oh yeah.
Chocolate milk deals.
Yeah,
and drank entirely too much coffee.
Well, see, we had a lunch at 1, and then we had dinner. We had lunch with my wife's family and dinner with my family. So I'm like doubled up. And then I ate a biscuit this morning because me and Levi took him deer hunting. And like when we left, we passed a Fast Times. And Fast Times usually they have pretty good breakfast. So I was like, well, you've been hunting. We need to go grab a biscuit. So we went in. So I had a biscuit then. And I drank a coffee on the way to hunt. And then I got me a coffee on the way back at Fast Times. I'm super stuffed. I've eaten 2 Thanksgiving meals today.
Yeah. Well, our big family one's not until Sunday afternoon.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, I was wondering how you didn't have like a big family gathering or something tonight.
Well, actually my wife and kids are out of town. They went to my in-laws. They left this morning, but they're not coming back till the weekend, till Saturday, and office is open tomorrow. I'll be at work. So
that's how you got out of that.
Yeah. It was kind of, it's like, yeah, she knows Thanksgiving, which I'm surprised how many people are like, are y'all open on Friday? I'm like, yeah, I mean, the holiday is today. It's Thursday, but we're not all bankers and whatnot, where we just take a 4-day weekend just for the hell of it. I don't know, hell, the banks might be open tomorrow, but I assume they're probably not.
When you were in school, see, I don't think we got a whole week.
No, we never got a whole week.
See, that's what I was thinking.
We would get out like half day on Wednesday.
Yeah, and then Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, you would get Friday. Yeah, now they still go the same number of days. They just, I guess, start a little earlier. And seems like their Christmas break is shorter now.
How many, is it 2 weeks?
I think they just get 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It seemed like we used to get 3 or 4 for Christmas.
I can't, it did. Actually, I think it was about 3 weeks.
Yeah. But yeah, that now they get the whole week of Thanksgiving off.
Yeah.
Which that was kind of nice. Yeah. It's just,
that would be awesome, man. You think back, man, I'd have just probably mostly deer hunted as a kid. There's not a lot else to do.
Well, just as a parent, it's like, man, getting chores done in the morning, then getting home, getting showered in time to take kids to school. Then when school's in session now, it's like at least 2 or 3 nights a week, we've got some type of activity. There's a basketball game for my daughter to cheer at, or which I guess is Levi playing rec basketball.
He is.
Yeah. So we have our rec basketball practice on Tuesday nights.
I think that's when ours are.
And so it's like, and every now and then it's worked out where the middle school is playing in the main gymnasium while my son's practicing immediately next door. So I'm like, well, this is great.
Kill 2 birds with one stone, man. Yeah.
But the last week or 2, that has not worked out. So it's just been me hanging out at his basketball practices. So just to have a week where it's like, I just have to go to work today. And then, I go home and of course hang out. Started watching Christmas movies.
What'd you watch?
Home Alone.
We watched it tonight.
It took us 2 nights to finish it.
Yeah.
I was like, I fell asleep on the couch, classic dad move.
Yeah.
And so, and then I kind of woke up and I was like, all right, kids, we'll finish this one tomorrow night. And so we did.
What time do your kids go to bed? Like on this week, like out of school?
Oh, like 9:30. Later than I want to go to bed.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of getting to the point, I don't want to not tuck them in because obviously, that day comes when
you don't get to do that no more.
And you probably don't know when that's coming.
Yeah.
But I'm like, damn, if they're going to stay up any later, like I'm going to bed.
That is the advantage I get because I am a night owl.
Yeah.
And like last night we went to bed at like 9:30. And my daughter was protesting, but Levi was fine because I told him, I said, we're going to get up at 5 o'clock. So if we're going to go deer hunting, I'm going to wake you up at 5. So I said, you can go to bed. So he was good with it. He went to bed because, man, honestly, like Levi, he'll stay up. If he's into like a show, like at night, a lot of times we'll let him turn on a movie or something. And man, he'll stay up till midnight. And he's like me. Emerson is like Marcy. She will like, the moment she gets comfortable on the couch, we start watching something, you look over, she's asleep.
Yeah.
But now I can stay up forever. But Marcy goes to bed, or she'll fall asleep on the couch. So I generally carry Levi to bed, and then I carry Emerson to bed every night.
Yeah, we like if Kayla and I go to bed, kids ain't staying up, while we're asleep.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what they would do. They might. I don't think they do anything crazy, but they may just stay up.
Yeah.
But I don't. Even when like they have friends over, because like sometimes my daughter goes to other people's houses, and we'll pick her up. Like they stayed up till like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, and the kids, when she actually had a friend over one night this week, we're like, nope, it's 9 o'clock. Go to bed because we're going to bed.
Man, Levi would be, if we're not going hunting the next morning, he would be protesting. He'd be like, 9 o'clock. It's early. Why are we going to bed so early?
Well, what time they go to bed when they got school?
8:30.
Yeah.
On a normal week, the school week, 8:30. I mean, and now some nights maybe 9, but usually 8:30.
We kind of aim for 8:30 to 9. My wife's kind of getting where she's like, no, they can stay up till 9. Because we wake them up about 6, 6:15. But I get up at my standard alarm is just 5 o'clock. And so like now by 9 o'clock, I'm ready to get in bed.
Yeah. If I was getting up at 5, I probably would be too. Yeah. My normal time is about 6:30.
Yeah.
We got up at 5 this morning. I set an alarm for 5. It's so weird, man. I set an alarm for 5 and I woke up at 4:47. Yeah. I'm notorious for if I set an alarm, oftentimes I will wake up about 5 to 10 minutes before it goes off.
Yeah, I'm sometimes like on Sundays I won't set one, and or Saturday night for Sunday morning, and I'll wake on up and get on out of there because with the livestock, even on Sundays you've got stuff you got to go do, and I'm still on that habit. I'm getting better about like. Especially like on Sundays, be like, no, I'm going to do the minimum. I'm going to go take care of the animals, and I'm going to just chill for the rest of the day. But
we don't want you guys to take it easy. We want you to hit that like button, hit subscribe, comment below on YouTube if you're watching. Let us know what you think of this episode, and let us know if you ate some good food. Tell us some of your favorite Thanksgiving feasts that you had. Also, if you're watching or listening on Spotify or Apple or anywhere else, leave us 5-star ratings. On 5-star ratings, and we want you to hit that follow button, drive up our subscriber count. Just help us out. Again, like we've said, even if you don't listen if you listen on Apple, you still probably have Spotify. Go on Spotify and just give us the follow.
Yeah, you can double dip.
Yep. Yeah. Give us the follow. It'll help us out. And what else do I need to do?
Check out agzaga.com. It is, this episode will come out on Black Friday.
Mm-hmm.
You've been getting all the notifications for all the sales going on. Agzaga, they're one of those, they're not just going to pound you with, 2 emails a day or anything like that, but they've got some good deals going on.
Yep.
All the good toys and whatnot. You could probably still order your advent calendar. It might not get here by the 1st, but you get it on.
You could skip a day or two.
3rd or 4th. Yeah. You can, that first day, they just get extra to open up.
Yeah.
But even beyond that, they got all the other great toys, for all the kids that are, farmers or want to be carpet farmers or want to be, some living room ranchers, that sort of thing. Or heck, if the weather's nice, get out there in the yard and play around with all the figurines, and then all the other good stuff too. But and hey, they got the good sales going on, but you always get the discount Talk Dirt 20. That's $20 off that $50 minimum order and free shipping.
Yep. Do it. And two other things. Go to talkdirtpodcast.com contact page. Submit your questions on there, guys. We love the questions. It can be about anything. It could be about row crop. What do you plant here? What do you do this? Cattle. What do you feed them this? How you do that? Or, hey, we watched this movie. They had farmers on there. What are your thoughts on that? We'll answer anything. And someone asked this question. They said, will your shirts be up available before Christmas? And the answer is yes. I'm going to work really hard to try to get them up. We've got to do our photo shoot of our merch, but
us modeling them. I mean,
That's right. But the merch is in. The shirts are in. We still got some hats. I got a feeling we're probably going to have to get more hats.
I think we may have to get more, because I've had several people just that I know right here locally. They're like, do y'all have any shirts? I was like, we do. It's like, we don't have them available. They're like, do I buy them online? I'm like, yes, not yet though.
Yes.
So I don't know. When we post them,
I bet I've had 6 people already. They're like, I want a shirt.
Which we have 4 different designs.
Yeah.
And I don't even remember how many.
We got
shirts.
Medium, large, extra large, 2XL. Is that it?
Yeah, I don't even remember how many we got in each.
I don't either.
But yeah, you'll be watching for that.
This is the first batch. So, this will kind of judge. I mean, we'll be able to see, okay, this is the shirt.
All I got to do is text the lady and say, repeat that order. Or these particular ones, we want more. And then, I'm sure we'll come out with some more designs.
They're very good shirts. They're very high quality. They're very comfortable. Like, we're shirt snobs. They're good shirts. They also, it's printed local. So supporting a local business as well. But,
and they're really good graphics.
It looks awesome.
They're bright.
Yeah, it looks awesome. So guys, you will be able to get those before Christmas, assuming we don't just sell out in the first day or something. But we're going to create a shop page on our website, and we will let you know. We'll announce it on the show. We'll announce it on our socials everywhere that, hey, this stuff is up. But yes, be watching. We're going to do everything in our power to get it up before Christmas. That's good. So let's see here.
Yeah. Well, one thing, we did the happy Thanksgiving introduction. I'm kind of I don't know if cantankerous would be the word, or contrary is maybe the better, when it comes to, Thanksgiving traditions. I always joke people like it. You don't have to eat turkey.
Yeah.
There's a reason we only eat it once a year. I was sitting there on the couch. Like I said, the wife and kids are gone. We're recording here at 9:30. So I had about 3 hours from the time I got home till I needed to head over here. And I just got thinking, I was like, so I went to Grok actually. And
I've been using Grok a lot lately.
Yeah. I asked it, I'm going to see exactly how I phrased it. I said, do we really know if the Pilgrims actually ate turkey at Thanksgiving? It said the short answer is no. We don't have definitive proof the Pilgrims and the Wampanoag, I'm probably saying that wrong, ate turkey at the 1621 harvest celebration that we now associate as the first Thanksgiving. It says turkey was likely on the menu, but it's far from certain, and it definitely wasn't the centerpiece the way it is today. The only 2 firsthand accounts we have, Edward Winslow's letter said the governor sent 4 men fowling so that we might, gather for the fruits of our labors. And he mentions fowl, which, may have meant turkeys, may have been other birds.
Yeah.
And then William Bradford's later recollection did mention that the men killed wild turkeys and fowl, and that there was abundance of wild turkeys in that area. That's the closest we get to a turkey reference. Says what was definitely eaten was venison. 5 deer were brought by the Wampanoag, if I'm saying that correctly. Various fowl, it says likely including ducks, geese, and possibly passenger pigeons. But turkey is also plausible, but not named.
So we ought to be eating deer meat?
Well, yeah. If we want to be really traditional, it says fish, shellfish, and eel were abundant in that area and were staple foods.
I'm going to show up to a Thanksgiving thing with eel.
There you go. Yeah, and you can be like, this is way more traditional.
Authentic, yeah.
I mean, venison would be maybe the most authentic, but and then some form of fowl. Corn, likely in the form of cornmeal porridge or bread. Have you ever had any porridge?
You know, I don't know that I have. What is the difference between it and like oatmeal?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's cornmeal instead of oatmeal.
My knowledge of porridge is the Bernstein, or not the Bernstein Bears. Yeah. This porridge is too warm.
And it says probably local vegetables like pumpkins, squash, beans, and wild onions or leeks. The turkey really came into prominence. Sarah Josepha Hale's 19th century campaign to make Thanksgiving a holiday promoted the turkey. By the mid 1800s, turkey was associated with Christmas in England because it's a large, impressive meal, feed a lot of people, and it's cheap. Then Abraham Lincoln in 1863, Thanksgiving proclamation sealed the deal, and Victorian era illustrations and stories cemented the turkey as the traditional bird.
So we've been lied to.
So, and then I got to sitting there thinking, I was like, wait a second. I might have unintentionally had like the most traditional Thanksgiving ever.
Did you have deer?
Well, I didn't have venison, but I went and shot fowl this morning. We duck hunted. They're in the refrigerator. I hadn't actually cooked them yet.
Yeah.
Had I known all this, because I wasn't really discovering this till about 6:30, 7 o'clock tonight, I might have gone ahead and done that. And then when we got back, my brother and my sister-in-law, I had just a few of us over because our big ones this weekend. Have everybody over, just immediate family today. We had ribeyes and shrimp.
Oh, well, shrimp. There you go.
I was like, ribeye. That's a better version of venison. And, So I had my shellfish, my red meat.
Yep.
And I shot a bunch of fowl, and haven't eaten them yet. I probably won't cook them tomorrow. I'll cook them probably Saturday night.
Well, there you go. Yeah, because I didn't. I had just your standard turkey.
So all these people that are you got to cook turkey. You don't necessarily.
That actually makes me want to. I feel like it'd be kind of cool to be like, hey, for your family thing, we're going to do a traditional Thanksgiving meal.
Yeah.
And have really try to make it like this is like what it would be. And even some corn porridge.
I'm going to have to look up a corn porridge recipe.
I'm curious myself now. That would be pretty cool.
If any of you out there actually have corn porridge at your Thanksgiving, let us know.
Yeah, you gotta let us know.
All the, because I'm sure what y'all had, turkey, dressing, cranberry sauce,
sweet potato casserole.
Green bean casserole.
Which I always bypass that one.
That's one I'll eat. But like macaroni and cheese, I'm like, that ain't not traditional. Like, I mean, we had
mac and cheese.
Everybody does, but it's like, no. And
didn't I send you the green bean casserole thing?
I've seen a bunch of green bean casserole.
It says the green bean casserole watching me demolish my third plate of turkey and taters. It shows the chick staring in the background. Yeah. I don't like it. I don't like green bean casserole. There was another one I even had seen right here. Green bean casserole enthusiast carefully crafting the most effing unappetizing side dish for Thanksgiving.
I don't think it's that bad.
I don't know. It's a weird thing to me.
It's like, was it green beans and like cream of mushroom soup?
Something, yeah.
And then they put the crispy onions on top.
Yeah. I just feel like you could come up with something better. I'd rather have a hash brown casserole than I would a green bean casserole.
Yeah, I mean, that's a little more out of line with what I try to eat these days, just with all my carbs. But
what about corn pudding? Would you rather have corn pudding or green bean casserole?
Would I rather?
Yeah, and I'm not, and this isn't health point like here. We're just eating.
Oh, yeah.
Which one?
Oh, 4 or 5 years ago, before I've started having, my diabetes issues, on my mom's side of the family, her brother-in-law, my uncle, he makes this. I mean, it's literally diabetes in a pan, but it's I don't know if you call it a gravy. It's basically just sugar and butter.
You pour it over the cake?
Pour it over, and we just have a big, basically just a bunch of mashed sweet potatoes.
Okay, gotcha.
And you do that like gravy. Like I wouldn't even eat dessert. We have pecan pie and pumpkin pie and all that for dessert. Like, no, I would just go back and get like a whole plate of nothing but that.
That's what,
that's probably why my A1C runs high still.
From that, you've had the sweet potato casserole my mom makes.
Oh yeah.
See, that's what today, Marcy.
She has marshmallows, pecans.
No marshmallows. It's the brown sugar crust, but it has some pecans in it. But Marcy made it.
Yeah, it's the same way. Like I could eat that for dessert.
And that's what I did today. I actually at lunch today, they had a dessert table and I just went back up. Marcy made it today for her family thing. And dude, it was awesome. And I got done, and instead of getting dessert, I went and just got more of it.
Well, that's what maybe the most, non-traditional thing. My sister-in-law did make it was like a pumpkin dump cake or something, but I was like, no,
You refrained.
I just ate a salad and shrimp and steak.
Damn, you did better than me. Yeah. I eat like a fat ass.
I know people are like, oh, you like, I don't know. I'm because I don't eat perfect every day. Like I have like little bits of cheat here and there. Like I eat, some rice. Stuff
90-10, man. 90-10.
Well,
90% of the time eat good. 10% of the time eat like a fat ass.
Well,
if you're doing 80-20, I bet you're doing better than everybody else. I don't do that.
Well, right, but I'm not trying to be better than everybody else. I'm trying to not end up on medications for as long as I can.
Well, then, but I bet 90-10 would do it.
I don't know. I keep checking my...
Did you pump iron today?
No, I lifted 100-pound tubs of cattle feed on and off a truck. And
what's the thing today that I today like solidified why I like lifting heavy? Because this morning me and Levi went deer hunting. We got back in and I was like, all right, I'm going to eat like a big fat ass glutton today. So I was like, I gotta earn it. So I did just squats and I did heavy reps. And, so I went and ate. Well, then this afternoon, our chickens needed more feed and it's kind of a pain. I need to set up a better way to put their feed in their coops.
Well, I'm same way with feeding these calves.
Yeah. It's a pain in the ass. And, well, I'm hard-headed too, and I usually can put 3 bags of feed in we have modified a trash can. We've like took a big, whatever size of the big trash can, and we've cut and we've put these feeders all around the bottom of it, and they come and they eat out of it. It's nice because we can fill it up and then put the lid on and keeps the feed dry and clean. So it takes 3 bags to fill theirs up, and I didn't feel like making 2 trips. And so Emerson was with me too. And I'm like I have one, she's 7. She's not even remotely thinking about boys, and she won't be for a while. Like I said, she's 7 years old, but I'm already wanting to solidify. Like I want her to think like I could like just kill a man if I had to. So I like stacked all 3 bags up, and they're 50-pound bags. And I said, Emerson, you think I can carry that? And she was like, good Lord, how much is that? And I was like, it's 150 pounds. And man, I manhandled it. I got all 3 bags up on my shoulder and I carried all 3 in. And she was like, good Lord. And I'm like, yeah, that's 150 pounds. And I just was doing it but I got them up in there. But that's the stuff because, man, that shit would have, it was heavy. It was heavy, but if I wasn't pumping iron, I don't think I could do it.
Yeah, I'll do 2 at a time. And then when I'm carrying feed sacks, of course, we get cattle feed in bulk, and sometimes I've got my feed bin right there close by. But like right now, I'm just because of where they are in pasture and whatnot, I'm carrying about 400 pounds of feed every day. And so I just take those plastic tubs, the protein comes in, which those are 200 pounds and they're full of the protein. But they'll hold about 100 pounds of feed, and I fill 4 of them up and put them on the back of the truck and wrestle them around. Yeah.
2 is a much more comfortable amount. Like
like when my wife goes to get horse feed and I'm unloading it for her, I'm gonna do 2 at a time.
Yeah, you got to make her. You like take your shirt off a little bit, like just a little bit.
Yeah,
like maybe off one arm.
Well, I just like if I'm wearing one of my ag gear, stockyards
a little bit.
Like I have it. I've only got like 1 button done.
The top button, and then the breast is undone.
I usually go the opposite, but I try to get her to
do the same.
Yeah. Doesn't ever work.
Well, that's what today at my wife's family thing. Liz, her sister was, she was like, it was at their house, at Liz's house. And they know I'm a filthy, unfiltered bastard. And, they had like the dishes all out there and they still had the tops and stuff all on them. and Liz was she was doing something. She said, we'll take our tops off here in just a little bit. And I was like, sweet. I didn't know it was that kind of party. Like her and Marcy, because Marcy was standing there and my mother-in-law was standing right there and she just started laughing. And Marcy is like, God, you're an idiot. And I was like, wow. I said, I'm looking forward to this meal even more now.
There you go. There you go. Hey.
But
at every family gathering, you've got the crazy uncle
that's me.
That'll make offhand comments.
And that they fully expected.
You probably weren't already liquored up when you got there.
No, I was totally sober. Yeah.
Like having the kids pull your finger. And,
yeah. I'm like, I just stay in that mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you crush some deviled eggs?
There was actually no deviled eggs. I didn't eat a single deviled egg today.
Wow.
There wasn't any at either thing that I went to.
I mean, that's not a traditional Thanksgiving fare. But
we had our big thing Saturday with my mom's side of the family. They get together, so we had it last weekend, and there was deviled eggs there, and I ate one, but
we actually had a potluck at church on Sunday, so I guess I've already had a couple of Thanksgivings. But
yeah,
our biggest family want to be this weekend. We had 2 or 3 different people brought deviled eggs. I sampled them all.
So what are you thankful for?
You know, and I was thinking about that. It's like we should have a thankful kind of segment tonight. And you know,
titties.
Oh, every day, every day.
Our listener that said every time him and his wife are riding, and we start talking about titties, we apologize to your wife right now. Actually, we don't. We love titties, and she should be happy that you love titties because you probably love her titties.
It's like that famous Clay Travis segment. Whenever he went on CNN, he's now like banned from everything.
Oh yeah,
he said boobs. Forget even what they were talking about, but he's like, there's only 2 things that have never failed me.
That's right.
And that's the First Amendment, or 2 things I believe in 100%. It's the First Amendment and boobs.
Yeah.
But he had been saying that for a while, just never on a platform as big as CNN.
Yeah.
And like, they were like clutching their pearls, like, oh,
yeah.
Like you can't say that.
You said you like boobs.
Yeah. It's like, what?
Yeah.
But I am thankful for them. None of us would be here if it wasn't for boobs. So,
that's right.
I mean, yeah.
Our fathers loved boobs, and now here we are.
Well, and I mean, that's how, I mean, I guess now you got all kinds of ways to feed a
saying
kid.
Like the cavemen would not have been able to procreate, or their children would not have lived.
Yeah. I mean, as mammals, like
they didn't have soy milk or silk.
Yeah.
Silk.
Yeah. Nut juice. But yeah, definitely thankful for them. You know, in all seriousness, I'm thankful for the cattle markets we've had. Now I was a lot more thankful about 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That's what I was looking at, which it's just so damn volatile. And what's annoying, and I know this is a thankful segment, so I don't need to rant. And the high was like 381 on October 14th.
Yeah.
And we're down just a little over $3 right now. An 800-pound steer is worth about $600 less.
Oh, dang.
Than
really?
It was a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
But market's still, I mean, we knew, everybody was saying like market's probably too high.
Unsustainable.
Like we're due a correction. But what Corbett always, you know, says, like, we want it to be a soft landing when we correct. You know, if 381 is too high, let's settle at 350, 360, whatever. You know, let's kind of plateau off. Let's not peak and then just come back down to the valley. And unfortunately, which cattle prices are still better today than they were a year ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, for those of us that were buying calves, I didn't buy any at the absolute high, but I wasn't too far off, and now I've still got those calves. And yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna break even on them or not. But yeah, thankful for that. You know, I mean, obviously thankful for my family. You know, good people surround me that are, you know, we've all, you know, got relatively good health. You know, got, you know, 2 healthy kids, and
you
know, and this is not a shot at farmers, but I got my good off-farm job. But don't want to twist the knife or anything.
Thanks.
You know, I'm gonna go. But hey, I got to work tomorrow. You don't have to work for a few months.
That's true. That's true.
No. You know,
he's got to work a half day tomorrow.
Thankful for my clients, my wonderful staff at the vet clinic. You know, we, you know, able to make a good living there that allows me to farm, really. You know, maybe make it through the fact that I bought calves when they were really high and now they're not.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. Yeah. Just, hey, spent this morning duck hunting with my brother and another buddy, and we smoked their ass. I was thankful for that.
There you go.
What about you?
Man, I'll tell you, well, I'm going to go, I'll actually go a different direction. Well, I can't disagree here. I am thankful for titties, but I'm also thankful for big booties. I'm a big booty man.
I mean, yeah, those aren't, mutually exclusive.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I don't want to leave those out.
Long, beautiful legs.
Yeah. But I thought about this because, man, we've been in the grinder for 2 years now. And, at the Thanksgiving thing today, one of the guys, he actually works for one of the retailers, and he's my wife's cousin. So he's my cousin at this point, but, and he's a great guy, but he was like, man, I bet you're glad to put this one behind you. And I said, yeah, I just got to figure out how to put it behind me. I said, cause we ain't through it yet. And, but I got to thinking, one, I'll tell you, this is a weird, morbid grateful, but I am grateful that I am not in the grinder alone. Hell, every farmer that I know is sucking hind tit right there with me. But I'm also grateful because I got to thinking, I'm like, man, like, let's say worst case scenario. I don't foresee this happening. Let's say worst case scenario, like there was no way out and I had to just get out of farming. Man, I got to thinking, I'm like, man, this is my 11th season of like growing my own crops. Like I've had my own equipment. I remember as a kid playing with a combine. Like I had all kinds of tractors and stuff, tractors and combines, and even a little toy track hoe and different things. Dude, I remember thinking as a kid, man, I'll never be able to have one of those of my own. Like I'll never be able to afford one of these. And I got a tractor, I got a combine. Like I look at the stuff and I'm like, man, this is it's pretty wild. Like I'm 34 years old and I've been able to grow my own farming operation. So I'm honestly thankful that I've been able to do that for 11 seasons now. And I do hope to continue to do that for many more seasons. And I am an odd guy in the sense that typically I enjoy chaos. Like I tend to do better. And maybe it's because I'm a habitual procrastinator, but also I just tend to do better when the pressure's on. So like, there's a weird part of me that's kind of like, I'm not glad that the situation in ag is where it's at, but I'm like, I'm working to adapt and better my operation and lean it down. So I'm kind of like, well, I'm grateful that I can make these modifications and these changes to the operation that in theory, if things turn around, will actually make me far more profitable.
Oh yeah. The folks that are able to survive this, and we hope more are than are not. Yeah. They're going to come out of it.
Essentially stronger.
Hopefully hopefully we're, these things are typically cyclical. And so, I don't know if it'll be next year, the year after, or 5 years from now. There's going to be some good years.
Yep.
And, hopefully everybody, doesn't run out and buy a brand new, King Ranch pickup and
yep.
Trade in for all new equipment, and just, I think a lot of people will learn like, hey, maybe I ought to just stockpile some cash as much as I can and pay off some stuff. And
yep.
Because we know at some point we're going to have some lean years again.
Well, and that's the thing. I'm grateful for those lessons. I've always heard, you learn more from a loss than you do from a victory.
Oh yeah.
And I certainly agree. Because we're learning that the hard way right now. Because we're taking losses. So, I guess we're learning it that way, but, I am grateful that I can learn and I'm grateful for time, essentially. As a younger guy, assuming, who knows, you never know, I could get killed in a car wreck tomorrow, but assuming that time is on my side, which it ought to be, I've got a lot of time left to learn. And so I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the podcast, its growth. Like we're steadily growing, we're gaining. Yeah. I'm grateful. Like this is the only off-farm stimulation that I have is this. So that's why we're like, follow the show so that we can start actually essentially gaining some diversification off of this. But grateful for that. I'm grateful for, I mean, just the awesome people that follow us and give us all that. And I'm certainly, like Bobby Lee said, grateful. My wife and kids are healthy. I'm healthy as far as I know. And so I'm grateful for that, man. It's, you know, I was talking to my brother-in-law today, and we were just talking about how crappy things are financially. And he was like, you know, man, I'm just kind of one of them guys where I'm like, he said, it is what it is. It's going to be what it's going to be. We'll get through it one way or another. And I said, you know, you're right. And I've thought about that. Like, I've got a nice house. I've got a reliable vehicle, got a healthy family. You know, I got friends and family, and I get to do what I enjoy doing. So I'm like, yeah, I'm struggling. We're in a crappy spot financially, but I'm like, it could be a lot worse.
Oh, well, and that's where go back to even the quote unquote poor people in this country, you know, and I know we've got global listeners, but, and probably if somebody has the ability to listen to this show, that means they have
they're probably in a better position than a lot.
Yeah. They've got a computer, a cell phone. I mean, you just think about it. Even the people like that, you know, you look at, you're like, man, you know, you don't look at them and call them poor people, but like, they, you know, they don't have as much as maybe the rest of us and other people we know. They got, you know, a roof over the head. They got food in the refrigerator.
Yep.
You know, they may be driving an older vehicle, you know, those sorts of things, but it's like historically, and when you look across the globe, like those people are wealthy.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you know, and not that we don't have hunger and homeless people in this country. Obviously we do, but, yeah, for the most part, like we're incredibly wealthy, you know, even if we don't look at it, I mean, and I don't know, I mean, you know, Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk probably do. I don't know if they look in the mirror and say, damn, I'm wealthy, but like, you know, I mean, because I know, like, I don't, but you know, I'm in a position where, you know, there's probably people that would look at me and think, man, you know, but I mean, and that's the great thing about human nature, you know, you know, you're wanting to do better and do more. But yeah, we're so like I don't have to worry, are my kids am I gonna be able to feed my kids a week from today?
Yeah.
And again, thankfully for the most part, people in this country are very much in that same position. Yeah, they may have a lot of debt, may have other issues, and may have to be working, you know, around that, and that certainly creates stress and you know, I don't know, but and sometimes I wonder, do we work ourselves too much in this country, you know, in some ways, and I wonder if I do that to myself, you know, because I think sometimes, like, man, you know, we could lean back a lot of stuff we do, you know, change our lifestyle a little bit.
Yeah.
And I could work a little less. Would that be better? No, I don't do well with free time.
Me neither.
You know, I'm not gonna, well, if I did just convince myself, no, just pick up a hobby.
Yeah.
Like, you know, those are expensive. Golfing, fishing, whatever. Yeah. You know, I mean,
they are. Yeah. Well, they are. And yeah, you know, there was a old video or something I saw, or it might have been like a list of images. And the first one shows a dude in like a Ferrari, and this was like a cartoon, and I might kind of butcher it, but the dude is in a Ferrari, and he is like, damn, I wish that I had so-and-so. And then the next image is somebody in like, they're like driving beside the guy in the Ferrari, and they're in like an old crappy car. And they're going, damn, I wish I had that Ferrari. And then the next one is a dude on a bicycle looking at the old crappy car saying, damn, I wish I had that old car. And then the next one's a dude walking, looking at the dude on the bicycle. And he's like, man, I wish I had that bicycle. And then it keeps going. And it's a dude in a wheelchair looking out the window at the dude walking. And he's like, man, I wish I could walk. Yeah. And so it kind of like, you know, it's like, man, you got to like,
oh yeah,
what you have, I guarantee you there's somebody that would be really grateful to have what you have. So I try to remind myself of that because, yeah, I mean, you know, look, it's like, man, yeah, we're struggling. But I mean, like I said, I got a nice house. Like, I'm struggling in a good place.
Yeah.
Like, so it's hard to.
You're going to go inside. You got the heat running.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, roof over your head,
Yeah. I mean, we're very blessed. And I think if you really sit back and like take stock of what you have to be grateful for. I mean, obviously both of us would agree, like our faith is something we're very grateful for, because that can pull you out, man. It's like when I get super stressed, man, I have the ability to pray to God, and it can lift that off of me. I'm sure the same with you. Yeah. So, I mean,
they're thankful I had parents that raised me in church and kind of instilled that in me from a young age, and I've never known any different. But it just, when you really sit back, like, okay, we got a lot to be thankful for.
Yes.
Even though, and I'm a big believer in, never being satisfied, but it's kind of a fine line there between being thankful and recognizing, okay, I've been, I got a lot to be thankful for, and also striving for more.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But yeah, like I said, I think there is a fine line. So there you go, guys. Let us know. I'd love to hear what y'all are thankful for. Comment below. Reach out to us. Let us know if you're thankful for us.
Yeah, that's good for me to have that kind of pep talk, because I already know, like, going into work tomorrow. And again, we will be slammed tomorrow, I'm pretty sure, because I already know the schedule's full.
Yeah.
And we weren't open today, of course. And then tomorrow being a Friday, Fridays are always chaotic. And there's going to be a moment tomorrow, probably a dozen of them, where I'm going to be like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I can't catch up. We got 14 people waiting to be seen. And of course, they're just wanting, they're there for me to help them. And they're there with their checkbook to pay you. To pay me to do it. And wasn't that, well, it was a while ago now, where I was in school just hoping one day I would be in that position where I could, be that person to provide that for them.
What is the old, what's the little thing? I've seen this meme pop up a bunch on Instagram where it's like, it says something like, what a blessing it is to, what does it say? What a blessing it is to struggle for what you've dreamed. Like, do you know what I'm talking about?
I mean, I know the general sense what you're saying. Yeah. And people ask all the time, like, hey, y'all staying busy? I'm like, oh man, we're too busy. And I'm always like, that's a good problem. It's a good problem to have. The opposite problem would be pretty bad. I'd be having to lay people off and, close up shop, if we couldn't keep doors open because we weren't busy enough.
Yeah.
It's much better than the alternative.
It is. Yeah. Well, I can't find the meme I was talking about, but yeah, I mean, it was basically just saying, like, how nice it is that if you're stressed over, like, your job, but it's the job that you've always wanted, what a blessing it is to be stressed over what you dreamed about.
Oh yeah. I've spent my entire school life until I was 25, almost 26 years old, working towards being able to do what I'm going to do tomorrow. And there'll be points in time tomorrow when I will be bitching about it. And if I'm not bitching about it out loud, I'll be like, internally, I will be.
Yep. All right. We got a couple of questions I wanted to get to. So Blake writes this. He wrote this actually on Instagram. He said, hey, Logan, I bought a farm 2 Decembers ago that I somewhat grew up on here in Pennsylvania. I've got 20 cows now, and I make hay on the farm, but there's 3 old fields I cleared the brush and trees off, and I want to put those 3 into corn next year to feed to my cattle. My question for you is, what do I look for when deciding on seed? Kind of want to try 3 different brands because I like learning how things compete. One field is on top of a hill, other is a side hill in a big valley, and the other one is more bottomland. Land is poor due to bad farming practices in the past, but has been dormant 20 years now. Everyone around here either grows the cheapest Roundup Ready they can find, or they are so loyal to one brand that you can't get a good option from them. I am looking for Roundup Ready. I am willing to spend the money if it yields good. I've listened to the podcast, and our climate is the same, oddly enough, other than the cold. We're about 3 weeks behind you other than the cold, we were about 3 weeks behind you due to the cold in the spring. All right. So
where do you say he was?
Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So here's the deal. Poor land and corn is a tough combination. Corn likes really fertile ground. Now there's some varieties. There used to be a Terrell 17 BHR 49, if I remember right. This is actually the bag of seed. I think I've said on here before that you could buy for $175 a bag back in 2017. And now an average bag of corn is $330 a bag. But that 17, you could plant it on anything. I think you could plant the floor in here and it would shell 135 bushels. Now, I know some people are like, 135 bushels. But one, you were paying $175 a bag. So you're paying significantly less. And it was like you knew you was going to shell at least 135. Now, it didn't have a top end. Like it would hit 150 on really good ground. But it was just a corn where like, I know that I can plant this.
It was a workhorse.
Yeah. It's like, I'm going to get some yield out of this corn. Things can be terrible. I'm going to get about 130, 135.
You'd put it on all your marginal acres.
Yes. You know? So if you could find some corn like that, the problem that I had, like, all right, I know you said our climate is the same, and maybe it is, like, it's hard for me to,
in terms of the rainfall they get. And
gotcha. It's hard for me to recommend a variety to you, being that you're in Pennsylvania, because there's varieties are basically bred kind of for your regions. But as far as 3 brands, I can tell you 3 brands that I use right now, because I use multiple brands. DeKalb is my number one. I use more DeKalb than anything. And 6835, it's a very bad to the bone variety. It is a racehorse. On poor land, I don't know how well it'll do. 6744 DeKalb is pretty good for just about any ground. I would probably tell you to try 6744 from DeKalb. I don't think they've done away with it. Once a variety is established and does really good, they usually like do away with it and come out with one that's supposed to be like new and improved, and it's usually never as good. But that one, and then AgriGold, I use a 645-39. I think. Let me see. I can actually tell you right now. And this one is what I was just talking about. It's a seed that, all right, it's, yeah, it's 645-30. AgriGold 645-30. They had a really good, strong variety that could go like basically anywhere. That is the new and improved version, but that's AgriGold. I would recommend that. AgriGold is a really bad to the bone corn. Like I have really been very impressed with AgriGold. So you won't go wrong with AgriGold or DeKalb, and you can generally get like a packet from these companies. Like I would just search DeKalb, Asgrow, or their mother, Bayer. Bayer owns those, who is choking us out right now. So I'm like here advocating for you to use the brand that's like part of the problem. But I would tell you to look them up, and they'll often have like maps and kind of show you where this variety goes good. In Pennsylvania, you might have a totally different type that you could use. The last one, I'm going to show it here. I'm actually wearing the jacket. I grew some Beck's corn this year. Man, I was really impressed. Like it did really well. I had it actually side by side with some DeKalb, and it was a terrible. I mean, the yields were terrible because I planted my corn after my beans, and so they just didn't get water.
Well, yeah, we ran in a drought.
Yeah, it was a terrible growing year for them, but it hung side by side with the DeKalb, and so I would tell you to check out some Beck's. There's a lot of offshoots. You know, I can't find any information on the Redline hybrid guy. Yeah. Like I tried looking up, like I followed him on Twitter. But all he does is post like girls with big titties. And I want like, I need some data. Like we said earlier, I'm thankful for titties. I love them, but it's like, I need to know if his corn's actually any good.
So you're not falling for his marketing.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm like, hey, I need to know if this is actually good corn.
So you're the guy, you would go to Hooters and be like,
these wings taste like shit.
These wings aren't that great.
Well, but I'm not counting on the wings to make me money though.
Yeah. Well, you're right.
So I mean, in that case, I don't know that I'd care. But I need the return because there was a thing called, and here is a warning to you, Blake. There are some brands out there, and I'm a believer that we need more seed companies. I think we need more seed companies. We've talked about how
there's been a lot. I'm sure you've seen some of these videos lately where, they're looking at the problem and, we're going to bail the farmers out. And a lot of people are pointing out it's not the farmers that are getting bailed out. And by doing these bailouts, it's
keeping the prices high.
Yeah. The industry that inputs a lot of things have been controlled by so few big corp. It's a lot of ways not that different than the cattle industry where we've got the oligarchy or the oligopoly or whatever is the right word, because we've only got 4 meat packers that control 85% of the cattle slaughter. And when you really boil it down, you've got just a few big players that are, supplying everything in ag. And so they can set their prices they're like tough shit. It was a good video. It was a guy, they interviewed, it was like a 10-minute video. And I was like, when I was a kid, we had several local seed brands, like they were right here in our community.
Oh, that was the dude in Arkansas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, now, they're all gone. Like we don't have any. And it's all just these, they've either been forced out or bought out by just these huge global, corporations that control kind of everything.
Yeah. And see, and I'll tell you, like DeKalb and AgriGold and Beck's, and now Beck's is cool. Like I've been to their headquarters and I met Sonny Beck. He shook our hand. Like I thought that was really awesome. But all 3 of those companies, their corn costs $300 a bag.
Yeah.
I mean, their prices are about the same. Like none of those are like, you're going to look at their price and be like, shit, none of them are going to be really any cheaper than any others. You might find an occasional bag that's like $275, but you can't find one of theirs that's $175 anymore.
Yeah.
And now there was one called Hybrid 85 and it popped up on my Facebook. And so I talked to a couple of buddies about it and they were like, it is absolute dog shit. Like they tried it and, one of them is one of our friends. And he said it was awful. Said it was like some of the worst corn ever. So and it was $85 a bag. Because when I saw it, I'm like, damn, that's super cheap.
Well, we've talked on here before about, you mentioned the equipment where they ought to make a combine that's, cab, heat and air. Got your little Bluetooth radio, which heck, those are like $25. You can go in there, got all the basics that you need, but it's the base model or the economy model. Like
it's just the workhorse, man.
Doesn't have the heated and air conditioned seat and the built-in refrigerator even. And like just all that stuff. It's like trim it way down and be like, this will get the job done. It's not as fancy. You wonder, and I guess it's because, you got these other, these huge, it's something with meat packers, like, because a lot of people are like, well, why don't we get, and there's all kinds of regulatory red tape and whatnot on the meat packing side that kind of make it really tough on a small meat packer. But why can't you get somebody to be like, look, this isn't a racehorse corn. It's whatever. It's not as good, but it's, 90%, whatever.
Yeah.
And it costs half of what, they've got all this, they just keep jacking the price way up.
Yeah.
And, but I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's easier said than done, or somebody would have already done it.
Some of the corn that I bought this year, it costs $330 a bag. I remember.
And how many acres is a bag plant? 2.5
acres. Yeah, you can get about 2.5 acres. Now, our friend Matt Griggs, he's been advocating for farmers to cut their population back like 1 to 2,000.
So you got $130 an acre just in the seed.
Yep.
Just the seed.
Yeah.
Not the fuel and everything to put the seed.
What is 175?
Oh, it's gonna be half that.
I was gonna say, what would that be? $70 an acre. So see, if somebody could come out with a corn, and they're like, look, man, This corn on like your best ground, this corn is probably going to shell 150. On your worst ground, this corn is probably going to shell 130, but it's going to cost you $170 a bag. I would be interested in that corn. I would plant some of that corn. And I'm not saying I would never plant any of that, because like DeKalb 6835, I mean, I grew some of that 3 years ago, actually now I guess was the first year you could get any of it. And I planted some, and I had the dry land field, and I planted 6835 in the middle, and I did an outline around it with 6599, I believe. And that dry land corn averaged 230 bushel an acre. The part with 6835 probably was averaging close to 300 bushels an acre. Like, it was the best corn I have ever shelled in my life. And that one cornfield made me money. Now, the other corn, I had some green snap, and it didn't do that great. But like, that corn actually yielded high enough that it did return. So, I mean, I'm not saying that it's terrible to have it, but the problem is you got to yield big or it bites you in the ass.
Yeah. And again, with dryland farming, right, you put all that into a crop, and then when you just get a dry year, you lose your ass.
You know, that there's a guy out there he grows 6422 DeKalb and 6835, and he was shelling consistently 300 and something bushels the acre with both of those, and it was dry land. I mean, now this is bad to the bone. He's like really got the fertility down, and he threw some heavy fertilizers to it. Like, see, that's not to say like you're chunking the nitrogen and everything to this corn.
Well, and not that you shouldn't try that, you know, on some smaller plots, and, you know, just to see, and maybe you stumble into something you can use more widespread. But the old analogy, you just want to hit singles and doubles. Yeah. You don't need every field to be a home run.
Yeah.
Like hitting singles and doubles. You don't want to be striking out or popping out. So if you're consistently hitting singles and doubles, you'll win.
Yeah. That reminds me, there's a farming operation around here. And they're a decent sized farming operation, nothing crazy, but they have a very disciplined marketing plan. And I remember there was a woman from ADM that used to come out, and she has since gone to a different company. Man, I really liked her because she would like explain the marketing stuff to me like I was a child, because I'd tell her, like, I don't know anything about this. So she would really explain it to me. And I asked her, I was like, who's the best marketer out here? And she told me his name, and I know him really well. And I said, dang. I said, really? She said, yeah. She said, he knows all of their costs to the bottom, like to a T. And she, you know, there's always some like unexpected, like you have a breakdown, you can't, but like, I'm sure they have an amount in there allotted for that.
Yeah, figured in the budget. Yeah.
But she said, he knows what he's got to make. And she said, the moment the markets get to a price where he can start to book a profit, he starts booking a profit.
Yeah. He's not trying to hit a home run.
No.
He's like, no, he's like, if we make a little money, we're in good shape.
Yeah. He's like, as long as we're selling at a profit, we will stay in business. Yep. And that's what, and she said he like does this much, like he has a process of chipping away at it, you know, and even my dad has actually always told me that. He's like, you know, don't just call, and, you know, the moment you see a profit, if you're going to book 30,000 bushels and the price immediately gets to a profit, I mean, you know, yeah, you could go, all right, hey, I want to book 30,000 bushels, I guess. But like, really, you want to kind of like chip away at it. Like, let's book a little bit here. Let's book a little bit here. And that's what this guy does. He starts booking it at that price. And I'll never forget, it was back in like, I don't know, it was several years ago. Man, they thought prices were going to be they were really bad at the start of the year. Well, we hit like a crazy spike. And I remember, man, they booked a bunch of beans at like $9.35 or $9.50. Hell, a harvest beans had gone up to like $12. I mean, it was a big difference. And some guys, some other farmers, they were talking about it, and they were like, yeah, man, so-and-so over there, shit, he's selling his beans for $9.35. You know, they were shitting on them. And I also know that the guys that were saying this, they have had like 1 year, which was a home run on marketing.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the years, it's just a total ass crapshoot. Like they lose money. And
well, it's like a baseball analogy that in 10 at bats, they went 1 for 10 with 1 home run.
Mm-hmm.
Where the other guy, he went 8 for 10 with, 5 doubles and 3 singles.
Yep.
Like, who's the better ball player?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. It's cool to hit the home run. Chicks dig the long ball.
Yeah.
But when you're striking out the other 9 at bats, you're gonna get sit back down to AAA pretty quick.
Yeah. And that's
which in other words, you might not be farming.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like and I can tell you right now.
I think I know who you're talking about. We won't call them out, but yeah, they're not going anywhere.
No, they're not going anywhere, and they're very, very well established.
They're going to be farming. I confidently say, with uncertain times for everybody, they'll be farming next year. I'm not too worried about them.
I would say that they're like everyone else. They're feeling the pain right now, but there's no thought in the back of their mind right now thinking, will we be able to keep going? Like they're like, we'll be able to keep going. So. Man, that's what I would tell you. Those are the brands that I would check out. And I mean, do your homework. There might be another brand around there that's worth it. They'll try different varieties.
Talk to some people. Talk to multiple people. I would say, as not a row crop guy at all, don't talk to just one seed dealer. Take one, try to get some unbiased input. Reach out to your extension, agents.
Yep.
Other farmers in your area. And just because, like Logan said, there are going to be a lot of regional differences between West Tennessee and Pennsylvania.
You may not even be able to get the seed, like the same seed in that area. Like, because a lot of your vendors, like our vendors here, like Helena and Nutrient and all them, they buy the seed to get brought to the warehouse that they know is going to be used in that area. Like they're not going to order if there's some variety that's really awesome in Illinois and the Illinois guys like it, but no one around here plants it, they're not going to have that in the warehouse. So I would tell you that. So Blake, I appreciate that question. Let me see, before we get to our Made in USA, I was going to see what else we had. I thought we had some on Spotify too.
Well, I had one, and this, listener, he actually messaged me
asking what the cocaine prices are going to be if we're going to have those slashed for Christmas.
Yeah. And I told him, I was like, man, it's so, there's a lot of regional differences there.
There is.
It's just going to be, and some of these street dealers, they'll mark it up. I mean, they'll price gouge you. And so you got to shop that around.
That's right. And we're close to Memphis, so we've got quite a bit of competition.
Yeah. And if you buy in bulk, you get the Costco price, or you get the local convenience store price.
That's right.
You buy in bulk, you're going to save a little money. Now you got to be able to store that
without it getting, you don't want to get any moisture in there.
Well, and you just don't want to get the popo on you.
That's true. Very true.
Drive the speed limit. Be sure you got all your, you don't have a tail light out while you're hauling that stuff. But, so I don't know his actual name because it was a YouTube message. But Dirt Pavement is his handle. He's got a YouTube channel.
I think he's wrote to us before.
So it's pretty long. I'll kind of paraphrase basically, because he said he didn't want to write his life story, and then he proceeded to
write his life story. Yeah.
No, he didn't. Just poking at you. But basically, new to ag, he's been doing some hay, basically mowing like some ditch banks, which I know from some of the YouTube I watch. That's a little more common up north. He's in Minnesota. But he anticipates the opportunity to buy some more ground in the next few years that he wants to, just grow his hay operation.
Yeah.
Not want to be one of these poor corn farmers or anything like that. But, and he's just worried because he's got some customers right now, but he's relatively small. If he were to triple or quadruple his operation, basically his marketing, which he said he's had a lot of luck basically using word of mouth and like Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
Which, I told him, I was like, actually, that's pretty damn good start. Like, if you weren't already doing that, I would have said, probably word of mouth means as much as anything, which I think he's doing small square bales. So that's primarily horse people. they're all crazy. One of the vets that would come and speak to us, I'm sure I've said this before, he always said, every horse has two assholes, one under the tail and one holding the lead rope.
Yeah. Now, any of you that's new listening to this show, if you're getting your panties in the water right now, Bobby Lee's married to an adamant horse person, and his mother is an adamant horse person.
And my mother-in-law.
And his mother-in-law and his sister-in-law.
So I know better than anybody that there are two assholes in that situation. And sometimes I'm the asshole holding the lead rope. But yeah, it's a pretty true statement. But yeah, they talk, which Lord, heaven forbid, like one of them just not like something about your hay.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy. I remember because our dads hay used to be their bread and butter.
Yeah.
And did a lot of small squares because you don't make any money selling rolled hay. They would have, and they had pretty much one hybrid Bermuda variety that they still graze. And that had that variety on 4, 5, 6, plus different properties, all within a small area, we weren't driving 15 miles or anything, but they would have some horse people that like your dad would call them and say, hey, we're going to be bailing, this Saturday on this farm. I know y'all need some hay if y'all want to come get it. But no, we don't like it off that farm. Yeah. And he'd be like, okay, we got plenty of other people. Yeah. But it's like, it's the exact same variety that they'll then come by a week later that we're bailing 3 miles away.
Yep.
But like one time the hay there, maybe something was just slightly off about it. So then
they didn't yet.
But yeah, that word of mouth, Facebook Marketplace, and what I had told him, if you're really going to think you have way more supply than you can just immediately get rid of right out of the field,
then kill the person that owns the land that you want and take it.
Well, yeah, you could do that, but that'd be cheaper than buying it, but maybe. But no, like once he's even already got the land, how's he going to get rid of that hay?
Gotcha.
Which if you got the space already to store it, storing it and then selling it, out of the barn in the winter, which of course you're charging more at that point, or going around to some local feed stores, and you probably don't want to go to the big chain stores because we don't like them as much anyway. Yeah. But your local mom and pop places that, they're selling horse feed, chicken feed, stuff like that. A lot of them either have some storage right there. Maybe they got a semi van trailer they keep full of hay right there. And you say, hey, y'all keep some hay on hand, and y'all sell it to the folks that just want to come in and buy 4, 5, 10 bales at a time. How about, I contract with you, of course you're not making as much there because you're kind of wholesaling it to them. But yeah, that could be a good way to get rid of some extra. Yeah, that's a good question. Young guy just getting started in ag. We need more of that.
We do. We definitely do. Good luck on the journey. Like I said, man, just keep your nose to the grindstone. All right, we got a couple of things I wanted to hit on Spotify. Like I said, Jack asked, will the Talk Dirt to Me merch be ready for Christmas? Yes, it will.
It's ready. We just got to get the store going.
Yep. Scott asks, awesome pod. Former Middle Tennessean, now Texan. Woodford hydrants, made in USA and best out there. Have you heard of those? Woodford?
Like water hydrants?
Yeah. He said, managed the MTSU Livestock Center and would always replace the Chinese hydrants with Woodfords and never have to replace again. Nice.
When I typed it in my search engine, it was
Woodford Reserve,
Woodford Bourbon, and Woodford hydrants.
There you go. Yeah.
They pop up pretty quick.
Yep. Here you go. So that I saw this one. I wanted to get to this one. Appreciate that, Scott. We'll check out the Woodford as well. Awesome. Keep doing what you're doing too. All right. So this fella writes, his name his handle is different because I'm on Spotify, so they don't have names. But this fella writes in, gentlemen, I proposed to my girlfriend yesterday. As a young farmer myself, what is some advice?
I hope he proposed to his now fiance.
Oh, that's right. To my girlfriend, to my mom.
I guess when he proposed to her, she was his girlfriend. I hope she's now his fiance.
That's right.
Hope that didn't go poorly.
Well, he said, as a young farmer myself, what is some advice from both of you for a long, happy, successful marriage? Okay. Go ahead. You go first.
Set the bar low. And I say that half joking. Like I was having this conversation with a young man. We were hunting. We were duck hunting. And I was like, that first year that you're married, don't not hunt as much.
Yes.
Because you're wanting to pamper her, because that will be the expectation.
Yep.
Going
you
forward.
set the pace in that first year.
You are screwing yourself from then on. Just having her understand that, like, farming, and I don't know exactly, did he say what kind of farming he does?
No.
I mean, it's very unpredictable. I mean, if you're a full-time row crop farmer, it may rain for the next week, and you may be able to go grocery shopping with her and go to date night and do honeydews all around the house for, all day long. And then she may not see you for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
when whether, and I mean, not literally, but I mean, you might be better to answer this. I mean, with livestock, it's just, the thing with livestock is the whole cliche, there are no days off.
Yeah.
Like you got to get out of town every now and then and have somebody good and reliable to watch over your stuff for you. Which thankfully I have, but, and even then you're still worried, like, well, if something really goes wrong, are we going to need to hurry back in town or anything? But just, setting that understanding from the beginning, because that is a big deal. And you could probably speak to more of the other struggles of being a full-time farmer.
Well, I'll tell you, I totally agree with Bobby Lee. And the first year that we were married, I was a whitetail chasing son of a bitch. So, I mean, I hunted every damn day, morning and afternoon. Once harvest was over, I stayed damn hunting. And so I set the bar really well on the first one.
It was really low.
Yes. Like
she thinks you're the greatest husband ever now.
Yeah, because I don't hunt as hard as I used to. But I hunted really hard. And I'll tell you, the farming was interesting, because when Marcy and I got married, when we started dating, I was selling scrap metal. I didn't even have like a job. I was selling scrap metal. I'd help Dad on the farm. Hell, I had an agent in Memphis. So I was just all over the board. And so I was, I didn't have any money. I tell her that now. I've actually reminded her that. I'm like, when I'm obviously in the shitter right now financially, I'm like, hey, you can't be mad or upset about it, because when you started dating me, I was broke as shit. Like I was selling scrap metal by the pound to make money to pay gas, like to buy gas and shit. So, and she laughed. She's like, "You're right. You're right." So, we got married. We dated for 3 or 4 years, and then we got married. And the first year we got married in January. April, I bought our first farm, and I left machining. So I left my stability, and basically we had to wait. I would have done it sooner, but I had to wait till we got married, because then I got on her insurance, because my wife is a nurse. So I went on her insurance, and I'm telling you, man, the first really probably 2 years were pretty tough. Like, never to the point where I'm like, damn, we're not going to make it. It never was to that point. But the hard part was for her was, like, she came from a family where they both worked very set hour jobs. And like, her dad was going to come home. Her dad was always at home at this time, and he was always off on weekends. And her mom was the same way. She was going to work this time and then be off then. And so when I went full-time farming, man, for the first year or two, she would call me and be like, when are you going to be in? I'd be like, well, baby, when we get done, we're trying to get done planting. I'm doing this, planting this field.
Hopefully the first week of June.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd be like, as soon as we get this field planted, she'd be like, well, you hadn't been home. And we didn't have kids yet. And so she was like just sitting at the house, she's like by herself. And so I understand, like, it was challenging.
This was back when you had to get the Netflix DVDs in the mail.
It literally was.
You couldn't be like, just find some on Netflix and I'll be home alone.
Yes. Yeah. So, that was, and like, for me, it was very much trying to understand where she's coming from. And so what you got to do is you balance it out by, like, when I was off, I made sure to spend a lot of time with it.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, okay, when we get the crops done, or it's going to rain a bunch. Like, me and her would go and we'd eat lunch and go, spend the day together and do stuff like you let her know, like, I mean, it's, you know, it's not like I'm not going to work all these hours just to get away from you. Like I still want to be around you and do stuff with you, but I
come ride the tractor with me.
Yeah. And we did that a lot. Actually, one of my favorite date nights, man, it's been several years ago, but, we were trying to get done with harvest and, but we had a date night, like promised. And cause we would try to do, that would actually be one of my challenges to you is to do a regular date night. And we did that for a while. We have we got to get back on it. We still do one every couple of months, but that's not enough.
My wife and I have been awful about it.
Well, and it's easy to, me and Marcy.
That gets really tough with kids. My kids are a bigger challenge there.
Yep.
And it's all because, all right, I got to secure somebody to watch the kids.
Yep.
And like my weekends, because that's usually when I have a chance to do it. It's like, well, we're going to be at a ball field this weekend or a horse show. Like having a weekend where we don't have something going on. Yeah.
But I would encourage you to do once a month. And we did that for a full, probably 2 years. We did a date night once a month. And when we did premarital counseling, like with our preacher, you know, you go through the.
Oh yeah, we did it too.
And he was like, I really encourage you guys to date, go on a date like once a month. And so I would encourage you to do that if at all possible. And we got to get back on it. But man, I'll never forget. And this is several years into our marriage. Like we've been married, it'll be 11 years in January. And man, we were trying to get done with harvest. And I had an empty trailer, but I had promised Marcy we would go on this date night. And we may have actually even had like moved the date night already because we were still in the field at one point, and we didn't finish this field. But I had promised her we'd go on a date. And so I was like, I'm not going to bail on this. So we went on the date and I went and was like getting her, and we were just talking, and she was like, did you get done? And I was like, no, I still need to finish. And it was actually on my farm, like in Bolton area. And she said, well, do you still have an empty truck? And I'm like, yeah, we got an empty truck. And she's like, well, let's go pick up some burgers. We actually picked up some burgers from round 2. She was like, let's just go pick up burgers from round 2 and I'll just ride on the combine with you while you cut. Like it's a date. We're still just hanging out. So I was like, hell yeah. So we picked up burgers, went and got on the combine and ate burgers in the combine. And then I finished cutting those beans. Yeah. And that's like one of the coolest date nights. Like I'm doing 2 of my favorite things. I'm getting to hang out. I'm getting to cut beans. And I mean, I did do 2 of my favorite things that night. I got to cut beans, and then I did the other doing that night.
I was about to say, I don't know if we need to continue the story.
Yeah. So, but man, you just, look, men, we're mostly blockheaded physical creatures. We can come in and, you're a physical guy, but women, they need that emotional fill up. And, and so, even little things like, look, I hate washing dishes. Can't stand it. And I don't do it a lot, but like sometimes if I've been working a bunch and I come home, I'll try to, if my wife cooks dinner, I'll just do the dishes. Like it's little things like that.
Oh, hell, you made 2 dishwashers.
I know. Well, Emerson actually likes to wash dishes.
I've tried to. I'll tell mine. Wife be like, the sink is full of dishes. She'll kind of get on me. I'm like, Kimber Willis, love that dishwasher,
dude. That Emerson likes to hand wash them. She's got the little scrubber.
Kimber's gotten where she kind of does, and Kimber's kind of getting more like, she's like, how do you cook this? Like, and when I'm cooking, she's like, I want to help you cook. And I'm like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah.
'Cause I enjoy cooking. Especially, grilling and that sort of thing. But yeah, that's kind of the advantage of them getting a little older and
make them start passing the torch.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, you do set the bar. I mean, we're not being assholes here. I mean, if you like the first year of your marriage, you're like, I'm not going to hunt a lot this year. I'm only going to just hang out with you over winter and stuff. Then you're going to have a hard time doing much hunting later on. You're going to get some hell.
Yeah. Hunting in the field, whatever. I've gotten better about that because, of course, again, I'm the part-time farmer, but usually on my day off, you know, when I say that, I mean just from the clinic. I mean, I hit it a lick in a lot of days. But if it is a rainy day or there just ain't much going on, I'll get back in the house because my wife works from home.
Yeah,
is nice. I'll pop my head in there, like, hey, or I'll send her a text if I'm out doing something. Hey, you want to go grab lunch? And yeah, we'll do just a spontaneous lunch date.
Yeah, and
it
those
never
are some of the best.
Yeah, and of course it's always kind of spontaneous last minute. And about half the time when I ask her, she's like, I have a call. I'm like, I have a call at 12:30. Okay. I'm like, okay, I tried.
You're like, well, you bitch.
It was the thought that counts.
Well, yeah, just hang in there. And now at this point, like, dude, during planting time and harvest, Marcy rarely even is like, she might be like, do you think, will you be late tonight? And I'll be like, yeah, I'll probably be late tonight. She's like, okay.
Yeah. The main thing, be sure she knows what she's getting into.
Yes.
Like that, you know, for both of you, you know, and I don't know what she does, but yeah, you know, and that's kind of life in general, like managing expectations. So.
Yep. I think that's, congratulations on getting engaged. Yeah. I'm all about men.
Hey, how long have you been married?
It'll be 11 years in January.
So I guess I'll be 17 years in May. And I'll tell anybody, like, my wife is awesome. Like, I would 100% with her do it again if I could go back.
Yeah.
If God forbid something happened to my wife, I don't know that I would ever get married again. I can't say that because, you know, I've never been in that position.
Yeah.
Marriage is hard.
Yeah.
It is. I had somebody told me that, and then they were like, look, I think I have a great marriage. And, you know, they were happily, you know, hadn't been divorced, anything, but they told me, like, marriage is one of the hardest things you'll ever do. Like it's hard. Like, it's not just, oh, we get married, we're married now. Like, no, it's work. But it's worth it. So
it is, man. I've said I don't think there's a greater strength that a man can hardly have than to have a spouse that supports him. Yeah. Like if you got a spouse that supports you, like if you have a crazy idea or dream, because I know guys that I've got a really good friend that, man, he had a really awesome, like, kind of dream, and his wife 100% did not support him. And it caused major issues in their marriage, even to the point, I mean, this dude, like he actually achieved the dreams. And even at that point, she still was not on board. And their marriage actually ended up failing. But then on the flip side of that, you see guys that, like, their spouse backs them. And dude, I feel like you can conquer the world if you got, like, your spouse backing you up. Oh, like, it just kind of, just as a man, kind of powers you up a little bit. So I think a strong, supportive spouse is awesome. Marcy is great in the sense that she is extremely supportive, but she's also very grounded and realistic. I can, like, you know, I get an idea and it's like a grand idea, like shoot for the stars. And so I can almost gauge ideas by Marcy. Like, I'll be like, hey, I've been thinking about this. And she'll be like, I don't think so. Like, that doesn't sound like a very good idea.
Yeah. Depending on your different personalities, you know, nobody will humble you more than your wife, you know.
Yes.
And in a good way. Like, again, you want her to be supportive, but yeah, there's always that balance of, like,
you don't want a yes man, you know, like, yeah, Marcy, because then when I do tell her an idea and she's like, that actually sounds like a really good idea, I'm like, oh shit, I'm onto something. Yeah. Here. You know, like, so that's, yeah, I mean, man, I like I said, I think marriage is awesome. I think it's one of the best decisions I ever made. I wish more men would step up to the plate and get married. I think it's a great thing. And then having kids is even more awesome.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's like the greatest achievement of my life is having kids.
Well, I mean, like, as just mammals, not even as human beings, like, that's ultimately our purpose.
It is
to procreate so that the species continues.
Yeah.
So,
I've kind of thought about that. I'm like, man.
Yeah. The whole thing, you know, the collapsing birth rate and people, like, not wanting to have kids. I'm like, I mean, you could do a lot of great things in life without having kids. And obviously some people aren't blessed with even the ability to have kids, unfortunately. But I mean, and as I get older, like I haven't had like a midlife crisis, not that I'm really aware of. Maybe I have if I sit here and think about it. But like, you know, you kind of get to thinking like, what's the point of all this? Like, what's even? It's to, leave a legacy, leave the world a better place than you found it. But I think that's really through, you know, raising good kids, to continue onward. I don't know. I don't want to get too like philosophical because I'm not great with words necessarily there, but
I agree with
that's ultimately like because I don't want to say, you know, people that don't have kids, you know, have no purpose in life, but it's because again, you can do great things, you know, otherwise, but I really think there's I mean, I tell my wife that all the time, and not that because my wife is very, you know, I feel like, and this is not a novel idea. Plenty of other people said it. You know, we I don't know whether you blame it on corporate America or whatever, that whenever 2 or 3 generations ago, kind of tricked women into believing that
they got to work the job.
Yeah, you're more than a housewife. Like, you can work, like the whole feminist movement. And my wife is like very conservative, like anti, like the whole like crazy feminist thing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like she is very adamant, like, no, I'm more than a housewife. I'm going to work. And I tell her all the time, the single most important job that has ever existed and will ever exist is being a mother.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing a man can ever do will compare to that.
Yeah.
Like you, I mean, I think we do need dads. I mean, you could point to the inner cities, and that's a big problem is you don't have 2 parents in a household, but like life goes on without dads. Like you just, I mean, we need to be there for one moment, you know, to fertilize the egg, and, you know, life can go on without us after that.
Yeah.
But without a mother, this all comes to an end.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, I'm getting way off track here.
No, but I agree.
But, you know, Harrison Butker, the kicker for the Chiefs, you know, caught a lot of grief for that. Like, no, like, look, if your wife wants to have a career, you're a woman out there, whatever, fantastic. But no, especially if you are a mother, nothing you do in your professional life will ever be as important as just being a mom. And I mean, we need good dads again too. I said that, but yeah, I don't even know how I got there entirely, but yeah, that's where, you know, I tell my wife all the time, and my wife has a great job, and I mean, her income is not insignificant at all, but I'm like, you know, the most important thing you can do is making sure, you know, the kids are healthy and well taken care of. And again, I contribute there as well, but that's what I try. And I tell her that, and I'm not just trying to patronize her or whatever, but I'm like, no, like being a mother is more important than anything I will ever accomplish in my life. Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. I think so. And you know, like, you know, if we got some listeners probably that are like, man, you know, well, you know, you might not be able to have kids. Cause unfortunately the infertility thing is rampant. And, you know, I really feel for them. And I don't even know really what to tell you. I mean, you know, I would just say, you know, I don't know. I know we had a friend, he's passed away, but, you know, he did a lot of youth baseball coaching. And him and his wife, they never had kids, and I don't know if they could or not, but anyways, he coached Little League or started coaching youth baseball. Like he always wanted kids, but they couldn't have kids. And so he just found other ways to, all right, I'm going to pour into these kids. I don't have my own kids, but I'm going to pour into these kids. I've always wanted to be a dad. So there's aspects where you still get to, like, you know, kind of.
Oh, and we're getting way off track here. But yeah, and obviously, you know, adopting and that sort of thing too. I mean, there's plenty out there that
there is.
And that's being a mother and a father just the same.
It is. So do that. Yeah, we went down this was a lot of talk. Hey, you know, it's all applicable.
We got kind of heavy.
We did. I finished all my whiskey. That's where I think what made me go that route. Did you finish yours?
I'm getting close.
Yeah, we're both a little liquored up at this point.
Oh hell, we had one drink. We're professionals.
Yeah. Well, all right. Do you want to cue up the man?
That's right. It's all on me to cue up the man.
Again, congratulations. Wish you all the best in your marriage. And we're rooting for you here. And also, well, no, we'll wait and do that. Cue up the man here. I got a brand. I got a company here. Pull it up while you pulling that up.
So I think I might have a hint what your brand's going to be.
Let me start off with 2 words. Made in America.
Was it?
That's what I knew you were going to do.
Yep. So
I follow Logan on the Instagram. So
yeah,
I when I saw him post this the other day, I was like, I bet that one. I hear about it later this week. I want to hear more about it. If
you don't follow me on Instagram, you're missing out on some of the stuff because me, Bobby Lee, and we got a Talk Dirt to Me page as well. Dang it, what is going on with the internet? Okay, there it goes. So I mentioned at the start of the episode that me and Levi have been deer hunting and been going. And I actually got to try out some stuff called ScentThief. Now, this is like a scent eliminator.
So it's a cover scent. It's not like a Tank 69.
Yeah, anything. It's not no urine or nothing. Yeah. And actually, it's made out of essential oils. Yeah. So like it's natural. It's a natural stuff.
So is it like electronic?
Nope. No, this one's still the old school spray bottle. It comes actually in a spray bottle. They got a wafer that you can hang up in the tree. They got a stick that almost looks like a stick of deodorant. You can like rub on stuff. And there is a body wash. I haven't tried the body wash yet, but I've used the wafer. I hung it in the tree where me and Levi hunted. I sprayed us down with the spray, and I used the little deodorant stick. I used it a bunch. I actually keep it in the blind with us, and just periodically, because it tells you to reapply it like every 60 to 90 minutes. And I will take a stick and I'll rub it like on my rubber boots, and then I'll rub it around in the blind. And it actually, man, I kind of like the smell. It's a very earthy smell, but it's all essential oils. And I mean, dude, we had deer get within 30 yards of the blind yesterday and today. And the little wafer was up in the tree, and they never smelled us or anything. So I'm pretty darn a solid believer in it.
Yeah. Because obviously for our non-hunting people out there, deer, their nose is what'll save them more often than not. Like they rely on that incredibly well, and they're going to smell you if you're not playing the wind or using something like ScentThief.
Well, I'll tell you, so I spoke to the guy that makes it, and he actually has something. He was like, man, I'd love for you guys to try this on the farm, because it's a hunting, it's made for hunting, but he said he has heard that like if you have a cow that, doesn't take to her calf, that you could essentially spray this. Cause I've heard of people putting, what do they use, like honey or do something?
Oh man, there's all kinds of stuff.
But he claims that I think somebody told, and he didn't like say this, but he said someone had told him that you could use their spray on the calf and it would actually like attract the mother to the calf.
I may try it. I mean, I hope I don't find myself in that situation anytime soon, but
yeah. Well, they're an awesome company. It is made in USA. Every bit of it. Yeah. I had just put up the picture. They're a small company. Like they're getting going, but
most importantly,
they're made in USA.
Made in USA.
Michael Waddell's a believer.
Oh, this is a little bit off subject, kind of same subject. I don't even know if I was on Twitter or where or what, but there was a post or something about, it was deer hunting in general. And somehow they got onto like smoking while you're hunting. And they were like, deer aren't like they're like, oh, I see, back when I used to smoke, I'd see more deer than I see now.
I've seen people say that.
It even got to where one guy was like, well, I used to really smoke a lot of the herb when I was hunting. He was like, it was like it attracted.
So the deer wanted to get in on some of that reefer.
And I'm not recommending anybody get into experimenting or anything like that, using that as an excuse. I was doing it just to attract the deer,
Well,
that might be illegal on multiple levels.
That might. I'm not sure how that would work.
Not that we're big fans of
the legation.
Of everything. But I was just like, oh Lord, I went down a rabbit hole just reading comments.
I've seen where people believe like smoking. I'm on a forum, and that's where guys will be getting to talking about smoking in the blind and stuff, and they think that like it like masks their scent. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if the deer are downwind of you and they're just smelling your body odors versus smelling tobacco smoke or marijuana smoke, I mean, I guess you could. I mean, those are natural plants. I mean, I don't know that most of our deer have ever smelled like
marijuana,
burning tobacco or burning marijuana, but
I don't think they're smoking a lot.
You know, I mean, crazier things, you know, have happened than them being attracted to that. But I've also, you know, of course, you've got the attractants you can put on, and we've all done that. If you've been hunting much, you know, you put spread little tinks on your boots.
Yep. Number 69.
Tink 69.
Wonder why they came up with that.
I think it was just that they tried like 68 different varieties.
I thought it was two deer 69ing or something.
No, I'm sure it was just they tried 68 varieties.
They walked up on a buck getting it on, man. He was 69 in the doe over there.
I'm sure that probably had something to do with it. But but I've had times, and it's usually a little deer, but you'll walk in and you haven't put anything on your boots, and you know maybe you never have, so there's not even a residual from like last season. And like a deer will clearly be like following your tracks where you walked in. It's just in it, but it's usually a young deer, and he's a dumbass, and he's like, I don't know who walked or what walked through here, but I'm gonna go figure it out. Well,
I'll tell you something else I see that ScentThief has. They got the wild wipes. So Bobby Lee and I have talked about, you know, using the wipes after you take a crap, and it says here, gentle on skin. It says body cleansing, hands, face, arms, etc.
etc.
It says simply apply to hands, body, or any area in need of a refresh. So you could wipe your butt with these wild wipes.
I'll tell you, when it comes to, you know, and I know, you know, I don't know when toilet paper was invented, but I'm sure when it was invented, you know, when people started using it, they were like, how on earth did people ever wipe with a corn cob or with just, I guess like in the outhouse, they keep like an old magazine or newspaper.
Yes.
Like they're like, this is, you know, life changing.
Yep.
I feel that way when it comes to wet wipes, wiping your ass. Like if I have to use just regular toilet paper, I'm like, this is filthy.
Yeah.
Like I need to go home and
you're just spreading the poop around.
Yeah. And I mean, depending on, all the details that we'll leave out. Like sometimes it works, and sometimes you're just like, but like I feel like a Neanderthal if I don't
use a wet wipe
now.
Well, you can get you some wet wipes.
What the kids would say, I'm like bougie now.
Bougie,
Is that the word they would use? Yeah.
You need a bidet. Just need a bidet. Just spray a little water up your asshole.
You know, I've stayed at an Airbnb or two that would like randomly have one.
Did you use it? You try it out? I feel like I've never used one. I've always felt like it would spray my ball sack and like get water everywhere.
Like you kind of play with it, but I was like, maybe it's one of these things that's kind of an acquired taste.
Yeah.
But another thing, like, because I remember the first one I saw on an Airbnb, like this was not like, we weren't staying in like some super fancy place. Cause you know, when I hear that, I think, oh yeah, you're staying in like some 5-star. Like, no, they had like just like some aftermarket thing. Like they had like bought at Home Depot and like applied
it on there.
That sucker. And of course I was like trying it out. Hell, it would shoot across the damn room. I was like, oh God dang, I'm making a mess in here. Like you needed to have your ass.
So it gives you like a water enema.
I mean, it's like a pressure washer, which I'm like, hey, I can understand where that's.
So do you use that?
Probably dial it down.
Do you use that and then have to use toilet paper to like dry your ass?
Buddy, I have no idea. Like I was a total amateur. I mean,
I've just always imagined like I said, my balls and my ass would be like soaking wet. And then I'm not going to like just stand up and pull my pants up.
I'm pretty sure this was cold water. And I guess I'm really bougie because I'm like,
I want hot water if it's going to do that.
Well, we all know hot water cleans better anyway. I mean, anyone wants to wash their hands with cold water. I sure as hell don't want to wash my ass with cold water.
I've never understood the bidet thing.
I assume it's French, you know.
I think so with that name, bidet.
They're kind of gay anyway.
They are bidet. It's like a gay way of saying booty, bidet. But yeah, I'm just gonna stick with. I use dude wipes, but I might check out the wild wipes.
Yeah,
then if I'm gonna poop out while I'm deer hunting or something. Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah.
So ScentThief, it's just ScentThief, like you think, all one word. And they're an awesome company. Like I said, I have been really impressed with the scent. And again, it's like essential oils, so it's natural stuff. So check them out. While you're doing that, you should do a couple of things. You should go to talkdirtpodcast.com, go to the contact page, submit your questions to us, and be watching. And we'll let you know as soon as we get the merch up on the website. It will be up in time for you to order before Christmas. I promise you that. Also, leave us 5-star ratings on Spotify and Apple, anywhere else you listen. And if you're watching this on YouTube, hit that like button, hit subscribe, and comment below. And
agzaga.com. It's Christmas season. I mean, it's officially Christmas season when you're hearing this.
Yeah.
You got your Christmas tree up already?
Yes.
So
Yep.
I've said it before. My wife will not put ours up until after her birthday is 3 weeks before Christmas. And then my son's is the next day. So she's always adamant about it's not officially Christmas. I was telling one of my buddies this. He's like, Jesus can wait. well, Jesus still gets 3 weeks, you know.
That's hilarious.
I think I have got her convinced because I'm like, because then when like her birthday comes, then it's like, I mean, it's literally 3 weeks. And I don't know. Kind of the older I get, the more I get in the Christmas spirit.
Dude,
like,
me too.
We've already watched Home Alone. We'll watch
but you don't
Christmas.
have a tree up?
No, like which I'm pretty. I guess I'll be another kind of pooped on the whole Thanksgiving thing earlier. I think after Thanksgiving is when it's kosher to put the Christmas.
We've
tree up.
always said that, but man, like you said, as I'm
And
getting
here
older,
I said it was kosher, and of course, Jews they do Hanukkah. They don't
that's
even do
right.
Christmas.
That's right.
But
As I've gotten
sorry,
older,
Dan, I've done pissed Dan off.
yeah,
again.
Dan, I'm the same. I actually get pumped up for Christmas now because my kids are getting old enough to
Yeah,
get pumped
I think
up
that's
for
what
it.
it is. But
Yeah.
I'm also a believer in, like, because there's some people here, like, after Halloween, they put theirs up. I'm like, you kind of loses some of the meaning then.
Yeah,
Like,
that's too
like
soon.
hell, just leave it up year round, then it don't mean a damn thing.
Yeah.
So I'm a big, like, today, I mean, we're sitting here recording. We got about 30 more minutes of officially left in Thanksgiving as we sit here. But like tomorrow is like the unofficial start of Christmas season in my mind.
Yeah. We put our tree up about a week ago.
Dang.
Yeah, that's the earliest. Marcy has always been one of those that she won't put it up until after Thanksgiving. But both of us have been like, there's actually a part of us is like, man, this year has been such a kick in the teeth on farming. It's like, let's just go ahead and put the tree up. Let's just go ahead and like get some joy around the house.
An artificial one or a real one?
It's an artificial one. Now,
Dude, there's Christmas tree farmers all over this country.
well, and I actually usually cut, because in the farm store, we always do our like harvest dinner with the crew. And I always just cut a tree off of one of our farms.
I did that several years.
Yeah.
We would cut a little cedar.
I enjoy doing that. It's just something cool about it.
Here lately, I bought them from a local, source. But
Yeah.
because we covered that in one of our, like, in our first ever Christmas episode, how big of a industry the Christmas. Now, I'm a big, we're big. We're going to do a real tree.
Marcy does not want a real tree.
Man.
Yeah.
I mean, we just did a made in USA. I bet that artificial tree was made in China, and you could have bought one that was grown right here in the U.S.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, I will have one grown in the U.S., but it'll be cut off one of my farms in the farm store.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. We do hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. And if you're still celebrating Thanksgiving, we hope you continue to have a happy Thanksgiving. And
we are thankful for you all.
We absolutely are. And we will catch you next week.
Yep. See y'all then.
You've been listening to Talk Dirt to Me with your hosts, Logan and Bobby Lee. If you enjoyed this episode, we ask that you subscribe and leave a review. And we'll catch you next time.